Well, we finally got what we've been trying to get all week here at Union Beach, and we struggled through California, we struggled through Colorado, we struggled through New York, and now we finally got where we wanted to be. So thank you for letting us come. I think a lot more of Jonathan than I did earlier because I didn't know he was a grandson of Millicent Fenwick. Well, she was one of the famous congresswomen that ever served, and a wonderful credit to New Jersey, as all many others. In fact, we had, how many of you ever watched a film with this guy, John something from New Jersey? It's on every night at 11 o'clock. Yeah, well, they made a film with me and Rosen working for 30 years in 19 states and 14 countries. And Jon Stewart gives a final analysis of what we're doing. And he points out that we work every day and we make everybody else feel bad. And the close of it is, please stop doing it, Jimmy. You're making us all feel bad. So, but we watch him every night, and we record it when we're not there. Well, we have been in a lot of places that have been struck by natural disasters. We've followed up the tsunami in the Western Pacific and India and in Thailand. Rosa and I helped build 5 different times in the New Orleans area after the hurricane hit there. This last 2 years, we've been in Haiti, building 300 homes in the epicenter of the earthquake. It hit Haiti about 3 or 4 years ago, a little place called Rio Grande. And now to come here and help you is just part of our life, and we are really grateful that you let us come and join you. I know you've been working all week very hard, and we're looking forward to working side by side with you. Habitat means a lot to me and Roseland. As you can well imagine, when we left the White House, we could have done anything we wanted to. We could have volunteered. We had 1,000 things that people ask us to do for them. But we chose the best one of all, and that's Habitat for Humanity. Jonathan Reckford, who, as you see, was partially trained in New Jersey, has been the CEO of Habitat now for 8 years. It's more than 5 times as large as it was when he took over, and Habitat is now operating in 75 countries and building a house every 4 minutes. So that's what Jonathan Reckford has done. I know all of you have different reasons for joining in with Habitat. Some is just to help your neighbor, some is to help yourself if your home has been damaged by the floods. But for us, it is part of our religious commitment. Rosa and I belong to a little church in Plains, Georgia called Maranatha Baptist Church. We have about 30 members every Sunday. I teach Sunday school every Sunday, so we have about several hundred visitors who come to see the curiosity of a politician teaching the Bible. The last Sunday we were there, we had 450 visitors. Sometimes we have more than 800 visitors. So if you are passing through Plains, Georgia, you know, I know you pass through Plains every now and then, you can stop and go to church with us. I'll be teaching, by the way, tomorrow morning in Plains. But anyway, when we left the White House, we wanted to do something to utilize the influence and prestige and knowledge and experience of having been the first family of the greatest country on earth. And we realized that we were quite well off. Both of us are well educated. We've been through college. We have always had a decent home in which to live. We've had good medical care. We had family stable income, everything we needed. And we wanted to share with people who didn't have those things. And it's one of the most difficult things in a human life is breaking down that barrier or crossing that bridge between folks that have everything and folks that don't have much. It's not an easy thing to do because we naturally are inclined to want to associate with folks like us, right? Same color skin, sing the same songs, wear the same kind of clothes, go to the same schools. But to reach across that divide and touch the hearts and lives and future and self-respect and hope and dreams of people that have never had a decent house and don't know about their children's education, have very little ambition for the future because you don't experience many successes in the past. Those are the kind of things that make us so different. And Habitat is the best way I know to cross that divide easily, because you meet families that are in need on an equal basis, swinging a hammer or making boxes or whatever it does during the day, and you learn to respect them as equals to you. I was really impressed in Denver. Denver was a well-organized group. We were building brand new homes in a nice part of Denver. It's going to be nice. And we left the work site the first night and drove into the fancy hotel where we were staying in downtown Denver. And on the way, we passed a mission that had a soup kitchen going on. And there were about 100 people standing in line waiting to get their evening supper. But there were about 200 out in a square, husbands and wives and little children. And I noticed that every family was gathered around perhaps their most precious possession, and that was a bedroll or a blanket or maybe a sleeping bag. And for them, that was their home that night. Denver's 5,000 feet altitude, and it was pretty cold at night. And just to realize the difference between them and us was really an emotional thing. And to realize that happens in the richest country in the world, the United States of America, still have people with no house, no place to sleep except on a blanket, is really something that's hard to forget. And that's the essence of Habitat. It ties people without a decent house to folks that have everything in life in a very easy, common way. I gave the devotional one morning in Denver, and I used the passage in Matthew 20. You remember where the rich guy that has a vineyard comes early in the morning and he gets some workers, and he says, I'm going to pay you 1 denarii today for your work, and he goes back about 9 o'clock and gets some more, and they work on his vineyard. He comes back at noon and gets some more, 3 o'clock in the afternoon he gets some more, 5 o'clock in the afternoon he gets some more, and at the end of the day, he pays them all the same. And that's a hard lesson to teach in Sunday school. It's a hard lesson to comprehend. How is that fair? But that's the way God looks at us. It's not whether we've built Habitat houses for 30 years or this is the first time. It's not how rich we are, how poor we are. It's not whether we are Americans or foreigners. It's not whether we are Christians or Jews or Muslims. It's just the fact that for God, everyone is the same in God's eyes. And that's what Habitat reminds me of, is when we work side by side with families. I think we've worked side by side with about 85 different families in the last 30 years. And we get to know them and realize at the end of the week, when we give them a Bible and give them the key to the house, that they're just as good as I am. And they're just as intelligent as I am. And just as hardworking as I am. And their family values are just as good as mine. That's what Habitat does for us. So on behalf of me and Rosa and all the others who are privileged in life, we thank you for being part of a wonderful family. My family and your family. And that's a Habitat family. Thank you, and God bless you all.